So, I'm going to drive pretty much all my tracks in this video. Well, there's not very many of them to drive, but I'll try and drive them all. And hard against that panel there. Didn't really want that, but it's alright, it is what it is. It's a crawler, you're going to get that. Well, I'll try and crawl it for you down here. I don't think it's going to work. I did just make a improvement on these tyres. I did just vent them, which means putting holes in them, well, in the rims, but I didn't in the tyre because they're still a bit too hard for my liking. So I put the holes in the tyre and the rim, and it's worked pretty good. Sorry for my feet in the videos and stuff. So that's that track and that track down. What I'll do is I'll drive up that one, like that there, and then down it. And then I'll move on to that. Now I'll go down that one. Then I'll come up here. Then I'll go up that and down there. And then try and do a different track. Over there is more of like my play area. Play around in there. And you'll see that later. So now I've got to drive around back here. We'll go up here. And by the way, guys, go follow subscribe to my friend called Experienced Mullet Man. He's producing some really good videos at the moment. So yeah, please go follow him. Gotta mention that Hollywing Quick Run Fusion SE in there, 1200 kV. It is the best motor I've ever bought. I've gone through so many brushed motors really quick. They just make some really funny noises, and then that's how you know they're stuffed pretty much. And then they're about to go on fire. So you don't really want that. Like I've already driven that. I'll drive it again so I can go down that one. There's a foot to do that. So I really recommend the motor. Really good. The control you get with these things are amazing. Like you can go as slow as that. See, it is good for the tyres. Well, and you can see on my first video, you had to go real slow. Here, I like how you can see there. You can see that the track used to be just like a flat bit there. From enough tyre wear in that, he's dug that down. And also, I've got my 79. I'm really wanting to sell it, just up to my mum, but she hasn't said yes yet. More pestering than she might do it. It has scrub bars, and you can see where like marks like that, where they've all went over into a wall because of that there. So we'll drive down this now. Try to keep away from that as much as we can. Yeah. And I'm going to be making a track soon. Might even get my friend over here, might be able to film for me. Me building it. I'm going to do a V, like a V-notch, so probably going to try and do it about there. So you go there and then like that. You're going to try and crawl up through it. Probably be some obstacles in the way in the middle of it. Well, like where the wall comes out a bit. So you can sort of try and straddle it and test out your V-notch abilities. So now we're just going to drive probably the easiest track I have. I think it's probably the easiest. Just drive up here. I can even slow crawl it, but it gets a bit boring when I do all that slow crawling. This one, it looks pretty hard. Camera doesn't do it justice. It's a lot steeper in person. As my friend Experienced Mullet Man would know, it's a bit pretty damn steep in person. Can't even see by angle of the car. So now if we go up that one, come down there next. Sorry for my feet. I am doing this one-handed. I do have a different controller. I've got a Fly Sky FS GT2B. It works good, but I'm going to put this controller in the 79 for when I want to sell it. When my mum says yes, I'm going to put this controller in to sell it. You can push that in there, but I like it there because it's better for my one-handering. And I'm going to get a different Fly Sky one, like a digital Fly Sky. just because it's going to be a lot nicer to use with this car. Because they got all different abilities, and I'll be able to just use my winch straight off it instead of having to run switches in the back like these, which will probably end up taking them out. Well, probably leave them in because there's no point in having a bare bones body, like 2 holes in the body for no reason. And I do plan on buying a new body too. But, so my idea is I'm going to mount the winch in up under there. And then, so bull bar's going to be out here, and then there's going to be a hole in my bull bar where it's going to come out. And it's going to mount up to my winch ring. So that's my plan for this. So the controller did that. Also, my friend asked me, so you guys might want to know too, how to make these snorkels. I just used a bit of hose. You can probably use anything pretty thick and then cut it on an angle or whatever. And you just used a bit of Gorilla Tape on there. Double-sided Gorilla Tape, and it holds pretty sturdy. Painted it black because it was like a light blue. As you'll see if you look down the hole, you can see the light blue there, or even there you can see the light blue. That's what it was. Now it's not. Painted it black. Yeah. Oh, and another mod I'm going to be doing soon is overdriving it. I'll overdrive the front diff first, but if it's not enough, I'm going to underdrive the back so I can get that like ability better. So now we'll move on. That's a track, that's easy, but we'll move on to my first ever gunshot that I ever made. But I made it not as steep because you can drive up that now. When I ain't driving on the car, walking on the car. Now I can just drive up here. As experienced mallet man knows that when I tried going up that, I'd always belly out with the old tyres because they're a lot smaller. Well, so on my map I named that. So that's my water hole. I fill up that with water sometimes. And then that's the water hole. That's like the runoff where the water runs off from there into here. Call it the runoff or the reserve dam, number 1. And that's another little reserve hole for the water. Runs out of there and goes in there. Not as bad. I like driving up there, but I won't say that in this video. That's like undrivable if you go through there, and you can't really straddle it anymore because I've done it too much. That peak in the middle there is too small. So we'll just go around it here and drive up this track. Well, pretty sure I named it Washout. Oh, I don't think I did, but it'd be cool if I did. Good name. We'll drive up that. Oh, rear wheel slid off there. Alright. So as you would have seen in a previous video, I've got that. This is my brick traction testing thing. I'll just drive up that pretty quickly. It won't be nowhere near as long as the last one I did. The car's a lot lighter at the moment, so probably won't want to drive this as easy as it did. And yes, with RCs, it's pretty much the same as real life cars. The more weight you have is the more contact it's going to have to the rock, so it's going to want to grip more. That's my theory at least. Oh, bugger. Won't want to drive that. Anyways, I took the wrong line. You have to go in that hole and turn around there. We'll go down this. There, you're not even supposed to go down that, but I always do it. Turn around. There's my dog, Mary. Well, it's not my dog, it's my uncle's dog, but we're taking care of it. We go across here. These tyres aren't directly from Proline, they're from Endura. They're like their special, different brand, like their own brand tyre. They're pretty good, but I don't think they're as good as the standard tyres, to be honest, but I reckon they look lots better. Oh, I can't drive that. What we'll do is we'll go round, oh crap, it's in reverse, I'm used to the other way. What we'll do is we go up here, around, and then we'll drive this here, and then we'll drive that. Just come up that, before. As in, yeah, it does that. But then from here, because it's on that pole, because this used to be a pool in here, but it's hung up on that pole on the rock slide now, so don't. So you'll just want to pivot around it. So you may as well just drive into the pivot, drive it like that. So we've got 2 more tracks to drive. This one, then we're going to go down that and drive through it. What I like to do instead of going like that, because it's so slick up there now, since I've driven it so much, I'm just going to go up around this side, because I seem to get a lot more grip doing this when I want to drive dry. So if we come up this side here, come up there. It still doesn't really like to drive that, but it's a bit hard to do one-handed also. Okay, so we'll drop down gun shot. Hasn't been whip snipped in a while, or for Americans, weed whacked or whatever they call their equipment. What I like to do, because I don't have the turning circle good enough to get around there, even though these things, for me, in my opinion, they have the best turning circle in crawlers. I think probably made. I still like to go around there and just use the rock slider to go around there without getting it so it doesn't bash the body much, but it just pivots it around. And you come up out of here. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Just had to say, it's been performing pretty good. I've been in the tyres and everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.